I would like to work for myself. I currently work for a local authority, which has gone through lots of change, and that change has brought great opportunity for me in that I've developed quite a lot of skills. I've been fortunate enough to coach people in my organisation, develop some leadership programmes, and I think if I don't do it in the fairly imminent future, I probably never will, and that may be a cause for regret for me a little bit further down the line.
So in the 20 minutes that we've got, what's the piece of that you want to work on?
Can I have two pieces I'd like to work on?
You may.
Firstly, what I feel is holding me back is that kind of having the confidence to take that leap forward into what feels potentially like a very scary space. So there's something that making sure my headspace is in the right place and that I've got the confidence to do that. And then the second bit is kind of the process. Where should I start?
Okay. So we have a piece around confidence and we have a piece around where to start. So with those in mind, where do you want to be with those by 1:45?
Being quite ambitious.
I'd
like at the end of it to decide, yes, you've absolutely made the right decision, Amanda, this is what you're going to do, and I will have perhaps one or two first steps to take.
All right, so having that courage to do it and a couple of steps to take. All right, we will see what we can do for you. And so how will you know you've got to that point?
I will know because I'll have some definite actions that I firmly believe are achievable, and I think my inner confidence will become apparent to me.
Okay. How do you normally know that you've got that inner confidence?
Because I've got a clear sense of direction.
Sense of direction is important. Yeah. Okay. All right. So how would you like the group to support you in that today?
I'd be interested to hear perhaps the group's thoughts and what questions they might have to maybe help me shift my thinking.
Right, questions to shift your thinking.
Yeah.
And shifting your thinking around your confidence.
Yes. Yeah.
And the actions,
yeah.
The steps. Okay. So where would you like to start?
Well, I'd like to.
Do you want to hand it over to them?
Hand it over to the set members.
Okay.
So what would success look like to you?
Success would be to have a number of clients, a credible business, perhaps a small website, looking at what other media I'd need to use, have some testimonials, and to have a workable client base.
What would you be delivering?
I'd like to be delivering coaching. I also am an accredited insights discovery practitioner, and that's something I very much enjoy, so I'd also like to be working in that field as well.
Why is all that important to you?
They're skills that I think I've developed quite significantly over the last few years. It's and I really enjoy the work. When I've done some coaching or I've done a discovery workshop, I look forward to it. I know it's a passion for me, and I get a bit of a buzz at the time, and then afterwards, I think that was a really good piece of work. I feel I made a difference to those people.
So it's the buzz making a difference?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I'm always very humbled, but I feel very privileged in a one-to-one coaching scenario, particularly in what people are prepared to disclose about themselves, and I think that's a great privilege to have people open up like that to me. And for me to feel I may have played a part in them moving forward is very important to me.
So as far as making a difference.
Sorry.
I was going to say, so presumably that's something you experience in your current role.
Yes, yeah.
What do you think would be the difference if you stepped out into self-employment?
What really, I think, concerns me is I don't think I'm a very good salesperson, and I'd have to go out and sell myself. In the organisation, my clients are already there, and they're not paying for my service. I know the organisation has a cost, but they're not being charged X number of pounds to have a 90-minute coaching session with me. So it's actually about, I think, building the business and getting a client base that concerns me.
So I suppose the question then was, what is the difference between what you do now and what concerns you? What is it? What are the opportunities, I guess, for working for yourself rather than?
Yeah, and it's how do I go about identifying those opportunities?
Yeah, so what work have you done? I mean, obviously this is an idea in your head at the moment. Have you done any other work in terms of looking at the marketplace?
No, not really. No, I haven't.
I'd suggest that was a bit of advice, guys.
Can I ask you, you mentioned earlier that you feel that this decision may be imminent. Why you feel that there's something?
Well, I'm not quite sure how imminent it will be. Like probably many other people at this conference today, I'm working through an organisation that's going through a lot of change and transformation. So whilst I'm not aware that it's imminent, who knows, what the future will bring in terms of my job security. But that's not so much the issue for me. And I suppose also there's this thing about timing. I feel I've reached a point in my life now where it's maybe to do something for me, but it feels a bit scary.
What's scary?
Will I make a success of it? Will I fail? Will I have given up perhaps a reasonably secure, reasonably well-paid position, and I do a reasonably good job? And where would I be if I failed?
Thinking back to when your opening statements about a buzz from what you're doing, think back to how you got to that state of mind of feeling pleased about it, more confidence when you more led you to being successful in that coaching scenario. What made it? How did you feel about yourself, and why do you think?
Yeah, I feel good about myself.
What got you there?
Well, to that precise moment, I think for me it's very much about the person who's sitting next to me in the coaching conversation, or it's the people in the group, and it's picking up on their body language, that whole raft of reactions from people, and getting a sense that what I've been a benefit to them.
Can you reflect back to before that, when you found a similar situation but outside of a coaching environment?
Yes, yeah.
Can you describe that?
Yeah. Very similar. I have a background, quite a number of years ago now, I worked in mental health. again, very much people orientated, and yeah, I'd get a buzz out of seeing somebody make progress who have significant problems.
So I suspect there's something underneath the question you're asking. What's the nugget?
What did you do to get to that change level? You know, what led you to that feeling of success or achievement?
So where you started feeling uncomfortable or fearful and got to a
Yeah.
place of success.
Yeah.
What was it that got you
Yeah.
into a place of success?
Yeah, okay. Sometimes I take a deep breath and leap in. However, I like a bit of a knowledge base before I take that leap. So I wouldn't want to go in blind.
So in this instance,
Yeah.
you're reflecting back to, what can you recall that you did differently perhaps?
Yeah. Probably did my homework.
So given that you're taking this leap and that you're
Am I?
feeling... That's my interpretation. My interpretation of what you're taking this leap and that you're feeling... You mentioned earlier that it's your confidence to actually take that leap. It's
Yeah.
clarity of direction, that's what you needed. What do you need to do to get to that clarity of direction?
I think I'm almost there in terms of the confidence.
I'm hearing that.
Thank you. There's just that, I think actually it is about that fear of failure. I think that is what's coming out to me as we're having this conversation. So and then going back to your point, how did I prepare? So it is around research, clarifying the steps I need to take, checking out the market maybe. Yeah.
So kind of linking a bit to what you were saying, and I'm sorry if this is repeating things, but are there any other experiences you can kind of recall where you faced the choice that perhaps one part of that was a bit scary, and you've taken that choice?
Yes, I have. I have made some difficult, challenging decisions in my life.
And would you be able to kind of describe where you felt those were successful after those challenging decisions?
Without going into specific examples, I can say that I did think about the decisions for quite some time, probably as I'm doing now, until I felt I was strong enough to make that step.
What's strong enough look like?
For me, it's about my inner self-belief I can do this. And it's also having a backup plan. I feel one of my strengths is resilience. I can, generally speaking, bounce back. So strong for me would be actually, yes, I've got absolute self-belief that I can do this. There may still be a doubt there, but a manageable doubt that, okay, I'll have a backup plan, and this is what I'll do if it goes pear-shaped.
Just thinking about the backup plan, have you got any ideas?
No, I haven't. No, not yet.
Or how you would get to your backup plan.
Yeah.
How you would, well, there's two things. One, how are you going to get to your backup plan?
Yeah.
And how are you going to implement the plan?
Yeah, that's right. I think the backup plan is probably dependent on some other people in my life, such as, my husband, because if I'm not bringing in the amount of money that my current salary brings in, that will have an impact on our lifestyle. So I probably need to have a conversation with him. It's all going on, darling.
Yeah,
We do not. So probably you need to have a conversation.
No, I do. No, I do. Yeah.
So there's one step.
There's one step.
Yeah, that's one step. Great. Yeah. So when are you going to do that?
This evening.
Of course, right while the ice
Well, I'll tell them about, you know, what happened
That's a
today.
wonderful experience,
It'll
isn't it?
flow naturally.
Yeah.
And what else?
What else? Gosh, what not else? You said about getting to start putting my plan in
Yeah.
action. Mm. Yeah, well, is it a plan yet? That's where I haven't landed yet.
So we have 5 minutes left. How would you most like to use those 5 minutes to get the most value you can?
Okay. I would like to spend some time considering how I might put a plan together and start to implement that plan, already having identified step one.
Wonderful. So when have you made plans before? And what did you do?
You asked a question like that, just like, gosh, I don't know, have I ever made a plan before?
Well, you sounded like you made
Could I
some
just
decisions.
do it? Yeah,
Well, they've done-
okay. I think it is about looking at pros and cons really, isn't it?
Sure.
What's the benefit of not doing anything?
Yeah.
And what's on the flip side of not doing anything?
Shall we do that now?
Is that okay?
Go on
You're
then.
okay? Okay, so for me, if I start with benefits of not doing anything, I stay where I am and I know what my income's going to be. I know my job. I'm in my comfort zone. That could also be a con, of course. Maybe the stretch isn't there. Flip side. And I suppose there's also something about having colleagues around me. And you know, I'm very fortunate, as most of us are, to work with some fabulous people who I often use as a sounding board and to help me reflect on practice, etc. So I would miss very much
Sure.
that side of it. But on the downside of it, yeah, I quite like a stretch. So, you know, maybe in 12 months' time, would I be getting a stretch that I feel I need? I could also be made redundant.
Okay.
So I'd be
So that's-
landed there anyway, thinking about what I needed to do. And I think there might be a sense of regret. I wasn't brave enough to,
Yeah, looking back.
Yeah. yeah.
So in our last couple of minutes, you said at the beginning you wanted the confidence to say, yes, I'm going to do this, and you wanted a couple of actions. Where are you now?
Okay. Well, I've got the one action to speak to my husband this evening. I've mentioned it to him a little bit, but perhaps talk to him more seriously about it. I think something else I'll do is I will make that list of why go for it, why stay where you are. In terms of confidence, that's a strange one, isn't it? Because just this whole process has kind of built my confidence up around it a little bit. Being able to talk to a group of people, a group of supportive people about my thoughts has been very helpful.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you confidence-wise?
In terms of confidence, I'd like to say 8, but I think I'm more at a 7.
Okay. And what else needs to happen to get you to an 8?
I think those actions actually, about really clarifying for myself those pros and cons, if you like.
So are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah.